West Coast, played on the West Coast your whole life. How shocking to the system is this now to be in St. Louis, played in St. Louis and here now?
I mean, definitely different, but you know, being with the Giants my whole career, I've always respected and appreciated the Cardinals organization. I always liked going to St. Louis and playing at Busch Stadium, and the fans have always been great too. So I'm excited.
Was it weird tugging on the logo of another team when you've only worn the Giants for 13 years?
I did put this on and look in the mirror, and it was a little different, but no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Brandon, can you describe how the role here was explained to you and how it became appealing to you?
I mean, I know they have Mason Wynn, who's you know, young prospect, shortstop, supposed to be his job, and I'm here to help him out in, you know, any way that I can, and obviously help the team any way I can also. I think it, yeah, I mean, that's.
Why was it appealing? You had some offers. You thought
I mean,
about
kind of
it?
like I said, I've always liked the Cardinals organization from afar, from across the field, and they were one of a couple teams that I would have came out to spring training out here in Florida for. So yeah.
Brandon, was there a tipping point this winter where you went from where you became sure that you wanted to keep playing? Was there any time this winter where that was in doubt, and was there anything that sort of pushed you in that direction to keep going here?
I wouldn't say any one thing in particular, no. My kids really wanted me to keep playing, so they were probably the biggest motivating factor. But there wasn't like one point where I decided that I wanted to keep going.
Brandon, there's been a big emphasis over the offseason here about finding veteran leaders and mentoring the younger, inexperienced, but promising talent they have here. What's your relationship with Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, Matt Carpenter? I know you've played with them before, but would you consider yourself friends with them? What's that relationship like?
Yeah, I would consider myself friends with them. Definitely Nolan, I probably know the best, just from years of playing in the NL West together, and then just becoming friends off the field also. And then kind of the same with Paul. We don't talk as much maybe as Nolan and I have off the field over the years, but still have a good relationship with him. And then Matt, I really got to know well on a Nike trip one time, so got to know him and his wife, and my wife was down there too, so they became friends. And so yeah, have a good relationship with all three of those guys.
Brandon, how frustrating was last season with the knee and the hamstring, and how much do you want to kind of show that you don't want to go out like that? You want to show that you got stuff left in the tank?
Yeah, I mean, my kids were probably the biggest motivating factor, but that's another one for sure. To kind of come back off of kind of a tough year injury-wise and on the field-wise, really. And come back and hope to be as healthy as I can, and like I said, contribute any way I can also.
Brandon, after a few months of the off-season, rest up, heal up, how do you feel just physically kind of coming into this new venture?
I feel good. Took a little while to find a new place because I was so used to working out at the Giants facility for years since I'm down in Scottsdale. But I feel good coming into camp a little bit late, but hopefully get going here soon.
Brandon, what's this process been like for you? I mean, has it been something that's been sort of happened fast? Was it something that you feel like it's sort of been taking a while? Have you been checking in and out? I mean, I suppose this is like times are getting here today.
With the Cardinals specifically, it happened very fast. I mean, over a matter of a couple days. I mean, I was talking to teams throughout the off season, but here specifically, it happened pretty quick.
Brandon, when we talked to Mo, he said that he wasn't planning for you to play much other than shortstop at this point. Do you have comfort, desire, whatever, to move around a little? Aside from one inning pitching, it's short and short.
Yeah, I mean, going into the offseason, I kind of knew if I was going to get a job somewhere, it was going to be potentially moving around the infield, and so I'm open to it. Obviously, I've only played short, but other than the one shutout inning that I threw.
Good qualifier.
But I mean, I'm willing to go all over and learn new positions too.
Brandon, who were the mentors? Who were the old guys who helped you when you were young? And can you kind of do that for Mason now? And tell him tricks of the trade and little shortcuts and things he can do.
Emmanuel Burris was one of my probably first mentors over with the Giants. middle infielder for those that don't remember him. But he was, I mean, right away, right when I got drafted, he was like kind of put his arm around me and you know, mentored me along the way. Which somebody who's kind of playing the same position, you don't typically see that. When he was only a year or two, I think, older than me. But he had some big league time and helped me out a lot. Another former Cardinal, Ryan Terrio, actually, helped me out a little bit too.
How'd the conversations go with your kids? Did they bring it up? We want to see you play. Did you say, hey, do you want me home? How'd that conversation go?
I think I just kind of knew going into the off season, but I did have some conversations with them throughout the off season, like why specifically do you want me to keep playing? My 7-year-old, 8-year-old, who's recently turned 8, is a huge baseball fan, so he knew that if I wasn't playing anymore, he wouldn't go to as many games. So I think that was the main reason. I think he also likes watching me play, but he's going to get to go to more games too. So.
How will this work for them? Because all their gear is Giants gear.
My wife has never been opposed to buying anything really, but new gear either.
Okay. Does your son have like guys he likes to watch that are on this team? Is he like a Nolan guy or a Goldie guy? Or
yeah, he likes both of them. He could probably name off the roster, to be honest. So yeah, he's a big baseball fan, big Nolan. Obviously, he saw Nolan and Goldie a lot in the division, so for a while. So,
is there more anxiety to the free agent process in a year like this, where the movement's been very slow?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't really compare it to any others because this is my first time, but there is definitely some. I did go into it in kind of a win-win situation, though. In my mind was, obviously my kids want to keep playing, so I want to keep playing for them, and if something happens that makes sense, then that's a win. Like coming to the Cardinals here, but my worst case scenario is going home and being with them and having a nice career. So I felt like I was in a pretty good situation. The anxiety didn't kick in too bad for me the whole time.
Cardinals' last trip of the year is San Francisco. Have you allowed yourself to think about that yet?
I definitely saw that.
You saw that?
Honestly, kind of got the chills when I saw that.
Did you?
Little, like butterflies in the stomach.
Would it be emotional for you big time?
Probably. I'm not a very emotional guy, but that probably will be.
If you go to Oakland in April, you can softball.
Yeah. Oakland right away.
Brandon, just having faced the Cardinals in multiple NLCS, what has been your outside perception of just the franchise? Yeah, just the Cardinals in general.
I've always appreciated and respected them from the other dugout, and just how they go about like building a team, how they go about themselves on the field. Just a very strong tradition, I think, with the Cardinals, and I've always enjoyed playing against, and now will enjoy playing with
How do you want these next few weeks to play out? Do you have a feel for when you might be ready for a game?
I don't think I'm going to be in the lineup tomorrow.
Right, yeah, I figured as much. No, I just took that for granted.
It's going to be a little bit of a build-up for sure, because just haven't been on the field for a little while, so I'm not sure exactly, but I think once we get these first few practices out of the way, we'll probably have a better idea.
I figure you've been through these springs enough to kind of have a rhythm for how much you need. And
usually I'm there at the start of it, though. So
Right.
that's the tough part about this one.
Fair,
so, I'd say we'll see how the first 3, 4, 5 practices go, and probably go from there.
So how you feeling about John already casting you as the old guy?
I wish I was just
You sticking with Andre Nicotino here, or you can switch to Nelly?
I mean, I typically have more than one walkout, so hopefully that's okay in St. Louis also.
Yeah, they permit it.
Okay.
They have other
That's
things
good.
that they don't. A lot of rigid traditions, but don't.
Yeah, okay.
You can switch
Well,
to
that's
that.
good.
Thanks.